sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping.
Sipping, I'm 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 sipping. Sipping, I'm 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 sipping.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Mr. Fly Shit, only the one and only Sippin' with Sammie. Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Damn Sammie, damn Sammie, damn Sammie.
Thanks, Sammy.
Yup! What's up with y'all? Happy Thursday, happy hour, all that flyness. Hopefully everything is good with y'all. It's alright with me. Do me a solid before we get into this episode. As usual, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Any or all of the above will be appreciated. Thank you. Now, today is a goodie. Today is what I'm excited about because I'm about to learn today. But today I have with me somebody that is a manager, publicist, model, and about 5 other things. Nate Rodriguez is in the building with us.
Hello.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Sammie. I'm really feeling great right now.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's
sir.
awesome. That's
yes,
awesome.
sir. You already know.
Yep. Now, Nate is somebody that's similar to a lot of people that come through here. If you in the mix, you gonna bump into her. She might not speak to you.
Yo, that's funny.
But she'll be in the room to some capacity at some point, and then you'll just see this little light-skinned lady just start working. And you like, what is she doing? And this is where all the hats come in at, because there's no telling what the hell you be doing.
Yes, I seem to get pulled into everything. You already know, Sammie, but you know I'm always prepared and I'm always ready for whatever I face. You know, I come from that generation of chin up, chest out soldier.
Yeah.
Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm who I need to be at the appropriate time I need to be at.
That was worded perfectly. Actually, that was well said. But where does this start for you? Where does the entertainment journey, the business side of these things start for you?
It starts a long time ago, really, truly as a child.
Okay.
Believe it or not, my father is a vocalist. He was in a group. He opened up for people like the Delphonics, Smokey, when the theater was popping down there off of the Uptown Theater.
Yeah, Uptown on Broad
So
Street.
he performed a lot there. So for me, it started at an early age.
Literally, those were the days. Like,
yes.
that was the time.
Absolutely, yes, real time. Like,
Yep, for black people
yes.
at Uptown Theater back in them days, that was you was on this main stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So for me, it started back then.
Awesome, awesome. So you used to go with him and
I was too little for it, but I remember it. He used to sing to me all the time.
Nice.
So you know that was something. He left an early imprint. You know.
Can you sing?
Once upon a time, Sammie, you're not gonna put me on the spot. But once upon a time, I had a little bit of something. But I never really wanted to hone into that. You know, it was more of the business aspect for me.
That excited you.
Yes.
That
yes.
interested you.
Yes.
That's dope. There's nothing wrong with. And you know what? I think that's a lot of people, but enough people don't say that have made it to that point. Like, no, this was the goal.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
There's 80 options in this industry.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And something made me more excited than being on the front line. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah, I like to be behind the scenes. I don't need to be seen. You know, everyone at some point needs to be heard, but I don't need to be seen. You know, I like being behind the scenes. I like to see everything as it's coming together. I'm a creative, so I like to be a part of the creative process.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. That's where I get most of my gratification. Watching everything coming together.
Nice. No, I'm similar that way, and I like to organize situations just to see them or pull up on your situation. Son might have a studio session. I don't have to get on a microphone. I want to see this thing go down. So I'm like, I was there.
Facts.
I was there. That's fire. I remember that. You wasn't even gonna do that, John. Like
exactly. You know, and then for me, it's like Sammie, capturing those moments, those moments that that are legendary. Those moments that no one else can. We have an eye for that. So we know. Okay, you know as well. Like we capture those moments. We see certain things that other people don't see because it's not just on us; it's in us.
That's true.
There's a huge difference between what we do versus what someone else is doing. You know. So it matters to me.
See,
big time.
that was smart. I didn't even think about it that way, but you are absolutely correct. Because I was thinking about the fact that, and I'm sure it's the same on your side, these moments are becoming more frequent because, you know, we picked our horses a long time ago, people that we believe in and that we wanted to see win. And a lot of people are making great strides right now in the exact direction they're supposed to be in. Not trying to get on board. They running their race in a real way. And so we getting to see that a lot. And that's exciting to me.
Yes.
That boosts me. I go to work tired the next day like, no, but that was crazy.
Yeah. I literally just had one of those moments.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I got to be a part of this Rough Rider situation over the weekend, and it's like there are riders and then there are Rough Riders. I remember when they first hit the stage, and I was like, what? This sound is everything. And, you know, no disrespect to the other groups out there. No. But, you know, come on now, where my dogs at? Come on, talk about that whole that entire movement. It was like nothing that I'd ever seen to hit the stage, and for me, you know, to be a part of that, and I was just like, because of the sensitivity. I need to stop right there, but what's about to happen is, I don't think the world is ready.
Big things are going. I like that. Sir. That's exciting. When you got stuff that you can't talk about, that's exciting.
Listen, let me just say that it was an experience, and I've had experiences, but this particular situation, I was like, whoa.
Nice.
Listen, what's about to happen, I mean, oh my gosh, I wish that I could talk about it, but out of respect for the Rough Riders and the situation that went down, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to say, just
follow her, tap in with her page, and you'll see it coming real soon.
Yes, lock in.
But definitely shout out to the Rough Riders in general as a unit. I've had a couple instances when being around them in moments that nobody else was supposed to be around, and it was always love. I remember one night, shout out to Mozart, I met D, Y, Swiss, Inf, within like 20 minutes, like, you know what I mean? And it was actually during Ramadan. We was by the cab stand, everybody's making salat, but then they was getting ready to go to a show. But it was just love out there, and they were so excited to see Mozart. They hadn't seen him since he had went west.
Wow.
So it was just like, that was a moment. You know what I mean? Just seeing the love he was getting, and he wasn't sure if they was going to resent that you know what I mean? Yeah. And they was like, bro, where you been at, man? Last thing I remember, you was with a bad one, and then they ain't see you no more. You know what I mean? It was just like, yo, you really one of them, man. Really one of them. It's nice to be a part of that kind of energy, especially because they're humble.
That part.
They're humble. They've been doing this for 20 plus years at a high level. They humble.
Yes.
Learn a lot from that. And shout out to Dazel. I recorded at the studio before. I had another instance with that. Styles came through, showed everybody love. But Dazel, was the engineer, producer of the session, showed us mad love, man. Salute to them guys. No, but that's the thing. Like, some of these things come out the blue. Whether it's the situation, you might go to support somebody and then figure out they got an idea for a situation, or y'all figure out a situation.
Facts.
You might got a slow day, or a day you figure you get some stuff done around the house, and it's like, yo, we gotta be in Jersey by.
I've had those days too, and it's just like when you're a believer, and just to kind of just back up, I just want to say first of all, shout out to Sammie and Kay, because we can shout out everybody, but we need this, we need to.
I appreciate that.
I'm going to give you your flowers while I'm here, because from day one you've been real sturdy.
I appreciate
real
that.
talk, and I appreciate that. The love level has always been the same, even with regards to your lady Kay. It's always been love from day one, and that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of energy I want to be around. So when you see me out and about and I'm moving, is please understand, to those that are watching and listening, I'm not an evil person. It's just that I'm an observant person, and I need to feel that energy. But once that energy is there, we can get loose after I understand that it's okay to get loose. Right. And ultimately, I'm on the job. So when I'm on the job, I have to stay focused. I'm there with an artist. I'm there with a brand. I'm there with a business, and I just have to be focused on that. I need to see what's going on, to see what, maybe if there's something we need to tweak. See what I'm saying? See this, Kay? okay, and I'm gonna put this right down, but
Yo,
no,
you are
in
hilarious.
case in case we have to tweak something, you understand? So if it's a listening party and I'm coming in with the artist, automatically if the artist's music isn't playing, we have a problem here. Now we need to go back out and we need to re-enter, and this artist needs to be on the monitor, the music needs to be popping. They should already have a feel for the artist before the artist gets there. Likewise with
Video
the brand.
shoot too.
There you go. Likewise with a brand, I need to see their merchandise out. I need to see that, you know, we're getting what we asked for. So, you know, I'm just always focused in that manner. But as you can see, look, I just got pulled into the runway. I was like, wait a minute.
You was ripping the runway about a week ago.
Listen, but I had to do what I was needed.
About 2 weeks before that, I got pulled on the runway too.
See, so
It happened to me too.
So Sammie, you know how it goes. You've been in the game, you know, for a very long time. You understand how this works, and you know, I'm just in a good place right now. You understand?
We take pride in filling gaps, and
Yes.
our nature is as doers, right?
Yes.
And I say that about, you know, 1010. I say that about her when I see her. She don't have to know the person. If something not right, you see her fixing carpets and taking out the trash. You be like, what the heck, 10? If you don't relax, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's like certain people, that's just their energy. It's like, no, this has to be handled. Or I don't mind being the one speaking up.
Right.
So when you say, no, we walked in and this wasn't right, we got to do this over.
Yes.
Y'all go in the hallway. And I'll be
part.
back out there to get y'all.
Yes,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Like, and
Absolutely.
because at the same time, we not grandstanding.
That part.
I'm not the show in this moment.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's where a lot of people get the game messed up at. They
Yes.
become the show because they have the network, and get a little weird.
Yeah,
You
and
get a little weird.
Yeah, that's so true. Like even in my position, see, I know my lane. So you know, of course, I deal with artists. I'm a publicist for different artists and different things of that nature. I don't even. Some of the artists aren't even in my bio. Some of the brands aren't even in my bio because it's in this industry we understand that it's large, but it's also very small. So to protect the interest of those that, you know, I've managed to connect with, I'm not a name dropper.
Right, me either.
You know, and I've been in a position, Sammie, where I am today, you know, I'm here because of integrity, because of my work ethic
For
and the
sure.
way in which I carry myself when I walk into the room. I show up as myself 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not coming in there saying, oh, Sammie, this, yeah, I know Sammie. No, Sammie built his brand. And who am I to come behind Sammie and walk on his back to get where I want to get in life? You know, and I had this conversation, like, there's a difference between somebody trying to come up versus somebody that's looking for a come up.
I give you permission. If it helps you skip a step, say the same.
Okay. But
I understand what you're saying.
But we have to have that relationship and that
Right.
understanding
Right.
because if I do something like that, then I need to run it back. So if I make a bag with somebody or I get a connect through you, I need to run something back to you. That's me. I live by code. And a lot of people don't live by code in this industry. You know what I'm saying? And I'm this person. Like,
Preach.
I'm me. This is me, Kay. This is me, Sammie. So we're out at a function, and you introduce me to a connect. Okay, we're networking. We're free to meet whomever we want to. You know, whomever we need to meet to. You know, possibly collab and so on and so forth. All of these
Absolutely.
things. So here's the thing. You introduced me to this person. I met this person through you. So now this person reaches out to me for business. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run that back. Hey, Sammie, this is such and such reached out to me. That's protocol. That's proper. That's industry etiquette. I'm gonna run it back to you, and I'm gonna say, Sammie, how do you feel about that? See, because now I want to bring Sammie in on it because you made the initial consultation. For real, for real. You made the initial introduction, so I want you in on the consultation.
Because
And it's only
that's
right.
how they handle it. That's when they name drop. That person named that they said, yeah, call such and such. Yeah, they about to get 10%. Like, you know that.
Yes, and it's only right for you for that to happen because I may have eventually have met this person. I may have met them on my own at this function, but because you or this event, but because you were the person that said, "Hey, listen, this is X, Y, and Z." Why would I then put Sammie over here when it's an opportunity for even Sammie to level up again? You know what I'm saying? And what I love about it too, and this is why I respect you and I respect Kay, because here it is. You have your own channel, you have your own thing going on, and I do something similar, but you didn't hesitate to allow me to come here. So this is where you stand out. This is where I stand out. This is where the son of the 215s stand out, because we're not in competition with one another. We genuinely want each other to grow. And there's a few other people, but again, I don't name drop, but they know who they are. I much love, much respect for you.
Absolutely.
You know, but it can be challenging at times, Sammie. So you just have to know, this is something that happens in this industry real quick. Fame and attention is like Red Bull. It give people's wings. It give people's wings, and you like, where did this ego come from? Why are you changing?
And we ain't even get nowhere yet.
Yeah,
That'd be the worst part. Like, bro, we 70%. Like, can we get there?
Yeah. Stop with the Hollywood attitude. It's not cute, because understand this: the same people that watch you going up will be the same people that watch you as you're coming down.
But on your way down, they laughing.
You understand? That's the difference. On your way up, you might have a few that's trying to pull you back down. But when you got Hollywood and you fronting and stunting on people that, you know, that watch you from the beginning, it's not a good look. It's inappropriate behavior. And trust me, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. So I try to remain humble at all times. I don't hate on nobody, and I don't wait on nobody. Shout out to New York. You know who you are in New York. I can't even say their name. Right. Because then it'll be, you know, I don't want anything to get misconstrued. But, you know, for those of you who follow the person who says that frequently, you already know. And it's just a way of life for me.
I have levels of how I network people together. There's people that, all right, y'all have a common thing, or y'all have something that I feel like, whether personality-wise, business-wise, creative-wise, that y'all can figure out together. So I'm going to introduce y'all that way. I'm going to say, hey, he does this, she does this, whatever have you. But then I have people that I introduce to certain people that's going to take care of them. And Son is one of them people, like with the Lay situation. Shout out to N.I. Introduced me to Lay. I ran Son, you know what I mean? All of that.
Yes.
But I know that this is a young lady. You know what I mean? Who's pretty and talented.
Yes.
She needs to be around people that know what's going on, could give her the fast forwarded course, and walk her in them rooms and make sure she get home safe.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And like, I have a few people that I treat like that, and it just is what it is, because whether it's reciprocal or not, the weight is still there to make sure that they get where they're going easier. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just feel that way.
Yes.
So there is levels to it. But Son is one of my go-tos for when I know somebody got shoot. 2 nights ago, I introduced Lay to Suzanne Christine. Made my whole night. Because whether they ever work together, once you follow Sue and you see all the stuff she does for women and for artists and all of that, then you know somewhere you can land that to be a part of these things.
Absolutely.
To do dope stuff.
Yes, and you said something very important. And another reason why the way I move when I walk into these rooms and when I meet people, I move, you know, on a silent type of vibe, because there were times when I was walked into rooms and I thought I was in a safe place, and you know, because of the way I moved, the attention was drawn towards me, and people got offended, and I'm just like, okay, well, this is a networking party, then why am I here? You know, I'm not that person. If I take you somewhere to the people that I know at a label and they want to work with Sammie, I'm like this. I'm rooting for you. Go ahead, Sammie, make it happen. I'm not sitting there like, oh, he gonna come up before me, and my mind don't think that way.
No, fix my collar before I go in
you
the
understand
back.
what I'm
You know
saying?
Make sure I'm
Hey,
ready.
Sammie, hold up for a minute. Your tie a little loose.
man.
Okay, come here for a minute. Tighten that up for him. Like I'm that person, you know. And
love on me.
Thank you, thank you. So you know, being a female, it's important for me to be in the right company at all times, because you know, for whatever reason, certain individuals, you know, they move the way they move. If they like it, I love it. It's not my problem. I'm not here to judge. But, you know, I pride myself on moving a certain kind of way, because I know that I'm attached to certain people. I'm attached to things that's bigger than me. So even outside of being in their company, I'm an extension of them.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, I'm an extension of myself, my brand. So even though I represent brands, I represent artists, you know, and businesses, I'm also a brand. So I have to carry it as such at all times.
Please do.
Yes, you
That's
have
one
to.
of my pet peeves. I see how some people, specifically on Facebook, where you can type a lot, how some managers and representation of a lot of artists and stuff, they'll go through something and it might be legit business, and they'll just blast the business, the person, whatever. And then I had another friend of mine. He was managed by somebody, and he had a bad situation with somebody, I think a producer, and he went on tilt. and she reposted all of it. And I was like, I loved her for you till she did that shit.
Yes.
She was supposed to be the one telling you to delete it. You know what I mean? Like, it was too far.
Listen, and I've
it's
done
like,
that before.
This is very...
Look, hey, Sammie, sorry for cutting.
No, you good.
I've done that before, and I'm not even the PR for this person. I'm not even their representation. I did this early on as a manager. Like, I saw some people with some high status, and they were like going at each other. I'm like, where are their handlers? Because people feed on that. When you put the positivity out there, you don't get the feedback that you should get. But throw some negativity out there and everybody on it.
And try to make that not the first thing that pop up when they Google you 5 years from now.
Facts, because everything comes full circle. Even with the lives, it's like, be careful with those lies. You know, people can screen record you, and now whatever you said is out there in the universe. And one day, it's like, as I was having a conversation with someone, you know, because of non-disclosure reasons,
right.
I can't really get into it. But I'm like, you know, as an artist, as a brand, as a business, be careful. If you're looking for sponsorship, understand that you have to be careful, you know, stepping into politics, stepping into addictions, you know, mental illnesses or whatever. You have to be careful of what you put out there, because you can lose a potential sponsorship. Not everybody that's following you is following you.
That part.
You have ghost followers.
I mean, shit, you got 15,000 followers. How many t-shirts you sold?
That part.
How many tickets you sold?
That part. You know how many times somebody with real status, that's millionaires, dropped in my DM and they don't follow me? And they said, little sister, I like what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, oh, I don't even... I
like that.
You know, and it was at the moments that I needed that encouragement, because, again, I'm a female in this industry, in this world, this entertainment world, and it hasn't always been easy.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't imagine so.
At times, it's been discouraging, because I'm like, I'm not even an artist, so, you know, why everybody get off of me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just let me work. Like, I'm not out here harming anybody. I'm just trying to provide a platform for people who wouldn't otherwise get the exposure. You know, I'm just trying to do my thing. I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. I'm not backstabbing. I'm not backdooring people, you know. And all of that has happened to me. But I still maintain a positive attitude, because at the end of the day, you got to understand what God has for you is for you. So you got to keep on pushing through. You got to keep on grinding.
Absolutely. Because
it's going to pay off. And now I see the fruits of my early labor. Everything is falling right into place, and guess what?
Nice.
I can rest easy at night, because I know I didn't backdoor anybody to get here.
I love that. I
love that.
You know
what I'm saying, Sammie? Like,
no, that's fire. You just said a lot of real stuff, but one thing, you're confirming a lot of things that in this climate, I guess, of social media or people saying, just regurgitating the same stuff, whether it's true or not.
Yes.
People say that people like you don't exist. People don't show nobody no love until it's too late. You talking about strangers hitting you up and telling you doing your thing. You know what? Oh, men don't take women on dates no more. Like, you know why you saying these things don't exist? Because you're not earning these things in your life. When you moving the way you moving, you got your head down and you running the next lap. And next thing you know, oh, DM, oh, you saw me running. You like my form and my stride. And not even in a perverted way. You see that I'm on a mission. That's fly.
Yes.
That still exists.
Yes.
I give love because I've gotten love and I still get love. I'm still paying a lot of people back that ain't here. You know what I mean? A lot of people did stuff for me, and shortly thereafter wasn't here no more. Wow. Sad to say. We from where we from, and, you know, it is what it is. But it's like, man, you think back on it and as an adult, and it's like, motherfucker ain't had to do none of that for me.
Absolutely.
None of it.
Absolutely.
None of it. I ain't even... I guess I deserved it. You know what I mean? You wind up there. So now, once you get in that mindset... If anybody I see I'm gonna try to do something. Man.
Yes, absolutely.
Safely.
Yes.
And responsible.
It at times is like really, really crazy, because when... If I have the ability to connect you with with a major situation that's going to really take your situation off, I'm not going to be that person. And I'm sure this may have happened to you, where I'm big upping you in front of somebody, and then as soon as you walk away, nah, I just was saying that just to be no, you know what I'm saying? I've had that happen to me, and I'm like, okay. Here's the thing. Again, this industry is very large, but it's also very small.
Very small.
It's somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. So I try not to entertain and get caught up in the politics, not the politics, but politics. You know, because when you allow yourself to entertain that, you never know that phone call you might be making, saying, "Oh no, don't deal with Sammie." That might be Sammie's cousin. So you don't, because I've had situations where, you know, somebody wanted to, you know, check to see if I was who I'm supposed to be, POST, and you reached out to my family. Nothing ill was said, because they said, well, you know, she's doing her thing.
They were doing a legit background check.
Yeah, a legit, but you know, you got to be careful, you know, when you do things like that, because it can be misconstrued. And now here you are in a situation. So for me, Sammie, I like to get to know people on my own. You know, it's always great to check a resume, but you got to tread lightly in doing so, because things can get misunderstood real quick, misinterpreted real quick. So, you know, I try to be careful even with that, going into rooms. Like, if I introduce you to somebody, understand that you're going to be safe with them.
You introduced yourself to me, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I did. Yes,
Why?
I did. I had been following you already. So I'm like, wait a minute. You know, he's doing his thing. I don't see him. You know, he's focusing. He's number one, you're focused. So I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. And then if I'm not mistaken, Son may have said, "That's Sammie. That's my guy." You know,
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, because Son will tell you Son will tell you, big up the Son, big up.
Always.
So Son will tell you, you know, that's a safe place right there. You know, because he's gotten to know me enough that, you know, I need to be safe where I am. I don't want to be guarded. If I'm going to go somewhere, because I get a lot of invitations and I respectfully decline, because I don't want to water my brand down, and I don't need to be seen everywhere. It's not a good look for you to be seen everywhere. You can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Absolutely.
So for me, it has to make sense. Literally, it has to make sense for me. So, you know, Son was like, yeah, you know, I believe he said that's a safe place over there. Okay, say less, because I had already been following him anyway. So I know that Sammie's doing his thing. You know, I like the way you move. You know,
that.
And like I said, from day one, you've always been sturdy. I'm not getting Dr. Jekyll one day, Mr. Hyde another day. It's Sammie all day. Sammie's showing up as Sammie. Kay's showing up as Kay. You know, and this is the second time of seeing Kay face to face, and she's still that same love she showed when I was here with Son is the same love and energy that I feel right now, and that means a lot to me.
It's probably the 4th time y'all been around each other.
Really?
Yep.
But Kay was in the background though. No. Yup, you're right, Sammie.
She held the camera for Mr. EU.
Oh, yup, that was Kay that day too. So that was then that's the 3rd time.
Then it's the fireworks.
Okay, so that is the 4th time. And now, you know what, Sammie? Okay, I'm entitled to it.
I got you. Yeah, you good.
It is the 4th time.
And it's not even that important, but when you said it, I remember. Like, no, it's about 4 at least.
And you know what it is for. And that's and see, this is another thing. This is why I got to give you guys your flowers. Because when I said, Sammie, hey, this is the guy that I was telling you about, Sammie was like, all right, we out. He was like, come on, what you talking about? We're going to go in out here and we're going to get this thing done.
You're going to get it done right now.
And you got it done immediately. You know, so that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of energy and the love that I want to be. That's that family feel that I want to be connected to. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nah, I have a ball, man. Like, I really get paid to talk shit. Like, it's the craziest shit in the world. You get paid to drink and talk shit. Like, what the hell kind of life am I living? But
a good one. Good.
Over time, and like I said, just filling in gaps, I've realized that I could wear more than one hat in the room. You know what I mean? I've been on stage as a performer for most of my life. I've acted at some points in my life. Like, I've been in that capacity. But I've managed over 20 years ago. Shout out to Son. And I've always been in the business side since then. But then I was rapping a little bit, and then I was helping people. And then one day, DJ Too Tough, my man Ace Spitz had a party, and you know how artists have events and it'll be their birthday, but they let 30 people perform before them?
Yeah, I've been to those too.
He had one of them nights, and it was a lot going on, and he's trying to situate and organize, and I'm not sure if he's really was used to organizing. So I wound up just picking up the mic a lot.
Gotcha.
Just to keep the ball rolling or to entertain or whatever.
Yes.
And DJ Too Tough was like, why don't you host?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? So then next thing I know, one of K homegirls actually asked me out the blue, like, can you host my event? I didn't even know how much money to ask for. She overpaid me.
Whoa.
It was my first event. I got a tip. I was like, oh, I can do this.
Listen.
And I don't mean overpaid. Literally, she paid me more than I asked for.
Well, when you're worth your weight in gold, why not?
And then you just keep doing stuff. And then I wind up, instead of being the one that they following with the camera, we following people and talk to them.
Listen.
And it's transitions.
I had an event where I paid a DJ almost $1,000 when they were doing stuff for 50 to 250.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know, you add your tax, but it is what it is. I felt that you was worth it. So if I feel that you're worth it, you're worth your weight in gold. People like you earn your stripes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm earning my stripes. So, I'm not gonna discount what it is that you do. When I see you out here putting in work.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate
really,
that. But it's funny because we're in spaces with a lot of cameras, and your attitude is, you talking to Sammie if nobody else in this motherfucker. And I'd be like, yo, that's love. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And on the media side, and you know how it is with black media, urban media, we gotta make that attempt to get on each other's spaces and make sure that we show that respect to each other. Because for years, we've been walking past each other to get to NBC and TMZ and all that. That's just going to wait for the most salacious thing to clip.
And how has that worked out?
All it's doing is winding up in courtrooms as evidence.
You understand? You understand? Look, clink, clink behind bars and the whole 9 yards, and now it's like,
Now you gave him another story.
Listen. It hasn't worked very well. So understand where we are at this point in time. Like, we have within us greatness, every one of us. But I'm not gonna feel a certain type of way because Sammie tapped in his greatness before I did. You know what I'm saying? You tapped into it. Why are we doing this? Like, why are we hurting each other? Why can't we come together collectively? You understand what I'm saying? And uplift the culture and put the culture where it needs to be. Like, I think about Philly, like, and back to this Rough Riders thing, I need to say this because that entire situation restored my faith in Philly. Because for a moment I kept saying Philly tight. I was hashtagging Philly tighten up because I had I was in a position where it would have been a major situation for me. And unfortunately somebody felt the need, but it is what it is. People do things, and I'm not going to say that it messed the situation up.
They put salt in the situation. Yeah,
and I'm just like, why? I'm not even an artist. Imagine if I got on an album and spit some bars, then it would be like, nah, she can do all that. Like, if you're multifaceted, have at it.
Be it.
Have at it. Is there any way that I can assist you along your journey? I mean, that's how I look at it. And I'm just like, I lost faith in Philly. And I love Philly. I'm like, the city of brotherly love. Nah, it's like more like the city of hate. And then, being like, son, that's my big homie. You understand? And I'm just like, he represents Philly so well. You represent Philly so well. And it's just like, but you can't do it on your own. It can't just be a person like me, you, son, always repping Philly and wanting to put Philly on. It has to be collective. And it's just like, I travel a lot, and I travel solo. Yeah, I travel solo. So I'm a groundswoman. So if I'm putting in the work, then why would you try to... Why would you try to cut me off at my ankles? Like, that's goofy to me. So I was like, you know what, but it's a prime indication of when one door closes, 3 others open, and in that moment when that happened, 3 other doors open for me.
And that's what I was about to say.
You're one of them. Sammie, like, I'm gonna keep going back to that because I'm really that real person. What you see is what you get. And Naya's not gonna shoot you no BS.
Right.
I say it like I mean it, and I mean it like I say it.
No, you always, like you said, you show up as you, similar to how I do, different ways, but we are us. But like, you've always been like that with me. You always have. You've never mince words when it comes to giving up energy and props. Like, you've always been like that. That's on the forefront. You're intentional with that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yes. I move strategic, not because I want to use somebody. My gratification comes from me getting that soil, getting my hands dirty, digging my feet down. I'm that person. I'm the person that's gonna get the seeds. I'm gonna water it, and I'm gonna go out there every day and make sure it's getting the proper sunlight in, because I want to see that thing when it blossom. I get my greatest gratification by doing the work on my own. I appreciate the help because I have people that watch over me. I feel that you watch over me. Son definitely watches over me. A few other people they watch over me to make sure that I'm straight. I appreciate that. But they also respect the fact that I'm the type of person that I let me have at it. And if I fail, I'm gonna get back up again.
But that's why our talk was what it was when we was at the Lay event, the firework event. I wanted to check on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
And I asked you everything that I felt was not too invasive, but that made sense for me to get a clear reading on. No, she's fine.
Yeah.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? But you didn't resist it. You didn't look at me crazy. You actually was wanting me to ask you more shit. Like, let's get to the bottom of it.
True
and it was
story.
funny, and I'm like, I appreciated that because
True
I am
story.
the person that I'm going to say something.
Yes.
I'm going to, and I am not assuming anything. I'm temperature checking. I'm making sure that outside of this shit, because we got to smile and kiss babies at this shit.
Man, talk
right?
about it. Yeah.
And then we got to constantly post something to show people that we still doing this shit.
Yeah.
But in between, what's going on is you good. And you kept it funky with me. And we had a good conversation. And I was
Absolutely.
like, I was glad that you handled it the way that you did, because a lot of people get anxious and start thinking that I'm judging them, and I'm not here to do that.
No,
I'm not here to do that.
I pay attention, and I've observed you and been in a room with you long enough to know that you don't have any ill will or ill intentions at all. So for me, it was just like, you know, that kind of excuse my like that kind of shit. Can I say that?
Yes.
That kind of shit right there, you know, that means a lot to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's always chin up, chest out soldier. You know, and sometimes you get tired of that. Like, why do I always have to be this way? Like, I'm not out there trying to bully and stronghold, but it's just like, yo, just let me do my thing. You know, I'm not here for all the extra stuff. Like, I'm really trying to work out.
It's hard as hell to stay still in a windstorm.
Man, talk. And it's like, in the meantime and in between time, it's like, you know, I appreciate my folks that check on me, but over here, this is going on. But now I got to shut that shit off because I've really got real folks. I need to focus on the people that really give a damn about what it is that I'm doing and that really want to put me, you know, really want me in a position to win, and who's willing to share what it is that they have going on in their lives. You know, that means a lot to me because I'm a natural born giver. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I need to be around other givers. I've had enough of the takers.
Yeah, man. It gets to that point for all of them.
Facts.
For all of them.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother story. I ain't even gonna get into that. We gonna keep this all the way love and live.
Nah, you good.
You understand what I'm
you
saying?
good.
But you know, in this situation here, you know, we don't look for validation. But if we're doing something for you, show your appreciation. So when I speak of Son of the 215, when I want to say my other people, I'm just gonna say RMG, you know who you are. You know, when I talk about the NYS's CEOs, you know what I'm saying? They know who they are. And when I talk about the Sippin' with Sammie, you know, I want to give you guys your just due while I'm in front of you. You understand? I don't want to waste no time waste any time saying that, you know, I appreciate you as a person. You know, as my, you know, as my brother from another mother, my sister from another mister. Like, I'm that person. So I want to let you know, because there are times when Sammie may not be in the mood. Man. Sammie may be going through something. Kay may be going through something, and you never know how far that kind word may go.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you need to know. Even the Son of the 215s of the world, he may be working on a project, and he's like, nah, it's not there yet. He may get a little frustrated, and he might need a phone call from Sammie, from me, from Kay, like, son, what you doing? Yo, I just heard that it's fire. Really? You know, he might not think that was his, you know, end all tell all, but it matters. So if we're sitting back withholding information and compliments and all of that, you know, it's not about boosting somebody's ego.
You know,
it's letting them know that you genuinely mess with them.
No, that's 100. You know what I just thought about when you just said that? I went from trading advice and giving advice to son to giving minimal advice, way more affirmations and confirmations.
Facts.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Way more, you doing exactly, nigga, that shit you just, nigga. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
that is a beautiful thing. And
Yes.
that's validation, and that makes you smile. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, somebody had to nudge you one time and be like, look,
Thank
man.
you. Tighten up.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. And then speaking of that, right, it's a misconception out there. So if y'all don't mind, I'm not necessarily clearing it up, but you know, I need this to be known. So basically, this is the situation. When I decided to venture out on my own, because I was partnered up with somebody and I was doing like event planning and all of that, the behind the scenes. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I saw a bigger picture. So I went for it. You know, they weren't willing to go. They wanted, and they're still right where they were when I left. So evidently, I wasn't thinking small. So they basically told me that I wasn't thinking big enough. But I mean, come on now, I don't even have to get into, you know, the different places that
Everybody
I've been.
speaks from their purview.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So it's worked out well for me. So what happened, this is an interesting story. I've never told this story before about how I really met Son. So I'm sitting there when I'm working on a business plan. Because, like, I'm a Capricorn, so everything has to be in order. Like I'm not a surprise person. I mean, I like that. Listen, I like that when it comes down to relationships. I like that spontaneous stuff. But when it comes down to business, like I need to know. I need to do my research, my due diligence. So yes, so you understand, Kay. So I'm sitting here one day and here it comes. Ironic, ain't it? It comes across and I'm like, what? Let me see who that is. So here's Son. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow him. Now, I don't know if Son posted it or, the bearded one posted it, but I found him that way. So I started reposting a lot of it. So I'm like, I'm a fan. Like, yeah, I'm messing with his music. His sound is unique. I went to the page, checked the page out, and Son knows this because I told him. I'm like, all right, he's consistent. I like that. I need consistency in my life. I don't want to be that fish out of water. I don't need to be around people who don't know where their journey is going to lead them. Yeah, that matters to me.
When I met him when he was 13, he knew who he wanted to be, bro.
You understand what I'm saying? So that kind of played out in front of me. So there was invitations. He's like, come through if you can, slide through, just respectfully. Nice. Come check us out, so that's how I end up at 1122.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So it was this one invitation that came through and I was like, yo, I've been getting these invitations. I need to get down there. So
that happens to a lot of us.
Yeah. So on this particular night, I called up, a friend, and I was like, "Yo, we pulled up in the G-Wagon, and the rest was history." Walking through the door, it was nothing. We pulled up in the G-Wagon. Yeah.
No, talk heavy, talk girl.
We pulled up in the G-Wagon. It was a female though, but we pulled up in the G-Wagon.
That's even flyer.
Yes.
Love that.
Absolutely, we pulled up in the G-Wagon, and that was also the night that I was like, I need to go solo after this because when I'm in these rooms, I need to move a certain kind of way.
And you can't be on club time.
You understand what I'm saying?
Time.
Big facts. You know what I'm saying? But I pulled up with my home girl. Much love to her. But I just was like, this is my job. Now I'm on a job.
She's still the boss. She just in a different field.
Yes. Sam, when I'm on a job, I'm on a job. I know that when these artists come off the stage, they don't need to be hounded. Give them their personal space. They might need to drink some water. They might need to wipe sweat off. They might want to sip of some Hennessy. What is it called? Casamigos or whatever it is that they drink.
2 totes off the blunt. Anything.
Yeah, anything. And they don't need you to rush them. They don't need these photo ops.
And artists are also human. A lot of these artists have health situations.
Yeah.
That they legit need to breathe when they get off stage.
For real.
And I'm not disclosing nobody's medical, but I know a few.
Yes.
And you do.
Big facts. And it's like they just pour their heart and soul out. So the last thing they need is you pulling on them. You got the security around them and stuff like that. Like recently, I've met some more people that's real big time, real artists, legendary artists. And my thing is, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. I'm going to leave y'all to it and I'm going to walk away. Because I understand, how...
My spill is, what's going on, Sippin' with Sammie, whatever I say, right?
Yes.
And then it's, yo, the city loves you. Yo, we appreciate you. Yo, keep doing your thing. Like, I try to give them that because if you somebody that I grew up playing basketball too, going to practice and shit like man, I'm going to tell you, no, man, I used to go to AAU, listen to you, but just know that we love you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even need no feedback. Most of the time, nigga, appreciative and that's it.
Yes.
And you're bumping back into each other. Business too small, city too small.
Yes, but you have to know what moment you're in. You have to know that when
I do that in the VIP when you think it's supposed to be cool. No, everybody's pulling on niggas.
Yes. I've been in rooftop situations that's VIP, very exclusive. You're not getting in unless somebody.
If you here, you somebody.
You feel what I'm saying? And this is my thing, right? I don't have to be the captain of the ship, long as I'm on a boat.
Absolutely.
And see, that's the difference. See, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because that person that's mopping and cleaning up can eventually one day be the captain of your own ship.
And I know how to deep sea fish. I'm actually an angler.
That part. So Sammie, you understand 1,000% where I'm coming, and it's just me. You understand? I'm not. While I appreciate where everyone is in life, especially those of celebrity status, the work, the grind, and with everything that they put in.
Absolutely.
That's their life. That's not my life. You understand? So it's not that I don't appreciate it, it's just that I'm not a fan out person.
And it could have been your life. You decided not to be Monica. You wanted to be Deb Anthony.
You understand. You understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I just want to be free to be me.
Absolutely.
You understand? And everyone should be free to be me. Like in this industry, you know, it's like a bunch of fluff. It's smoke screen and mirror.
But the energy, you be careful where you put the energy. Like, make sure you lean more into the light than the dark.
Yes.
Because one thing you said earlier was brotherly love, right? The misconception of brotherly love is brothers fight all day and night in the house.
Yes.
You can't come from outside and do something to them. So we so fucked up that we still abide by those two things. But everything else is just turmoil at times if you're in certain rooms in certain circles, and you have to build your situation.
Absolutely.
But like a lot of the things that you're saying and the way that you're passionate about certain things and the things that you care about over other things, it's just confirmation to me that you're doing the right thing. That you're in the right place, that you're running the right race, and you also sound like, and I'm gonna put this into the universe because it's super positive.
Yes.
You sound like how I hear people talk right before that moment, right before that golden ledge on that ladder lights up that says, "Oh," you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then there's another level when there's more work.
Yeah,
but you talking and you sounding like from your frustrations to your wins. That's what it sound like to me. It sound like you about to jump to another cloud. And I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
That's fly as hell.
I appreciate it. And you said something, Sammie. We can go back to, it's like, brothers fight all the time, sisters fight all the time, but the outside can't come in. No outsider can do what my brother or my sister can do. But there's been times
that's why it hurt more.
I've been like, damn, I'm team. Like, you gonna let this happen? I thought that, you know, because I had to stop expecting me from other people.
Absolutely.
And I learned that very quickly. You know what I'm saying? Because you think naturally if you do right by somebody, because I was always raised, do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
I was raised that way, but then I was pivoted. I'm from Uptown. You know that. So there was a point where I started hanging with my homies in South Philly, my homies in North Philly, and I was North Philly more than I was Uptown. And my dad said, I know where you be at. He said, just realize, I know your folks is your folks, but some people are raised to get over.
Yeah, true.
And some people are raised to scheme and they don't even realize. And just watch your back and be careful.
Absolutely.
And of course, you know, you get that example.
Yes.
And it was funny is you give him the whole, my squad tight, like we good. And then a week later some shit, you like, God damn it, this nigga right again. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I had my dad because he was literally like, I wouldn't be blinded. I would see it coming. I would recognize it in real time. I wouldn't have to suffer. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But like real shit, like sometimes that expect you out of other people thing. Man, listen, you meet some people, moms and dads and shit. You see what happened to P&B Rock?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of these motherfuckers is not worried about doing the best they can do.
True.
They worried about getting the best they can get out of you.
So true. And it's been crazy for me, Sammie. Funny you should say that, like, watch yourself, because me, I have an ear for music. I have this thing that when I'm in the room, if I'm at the studio, a listening party, I naturally just close my eyes. Because it's about the rhythm, it's about the cadence, it's about the flow, but it's about the bars. I'm listening to see if it makes sense, if it's relatable. So that said, you know, when I go into these rooms, I naturally do the same thing. Even when it's quiet in these rooms, even also when it's loud in these rooms, people are the music. So it's like I'm working off this vibration, and it's been times where I've really had to kind of like step back and just cut it short. You know what I'm saying? And just like roll out like, all right, I'm gonna get on you, because where I'm at is not something shifted in that atmosphere. So now it's like, nah, you know, this is not for me, you know, and I'll let them know, whoever invited me, nah, I need to go right now. I gotta, you know, take care of some things, and then we may talk a little later on. But it's like you said, you know, attachments are real. So you have to be careful who you're around. And for me, it's like, I'm a very loving, caring, and forgiving person, but it's also like, you know, when I come into these situations, you know exactly what can, you know, you know the point when you're handing me the scissors, because I'm gonna let you know, hey, this is who I am, you know. And if at any point in time that I don't like to repeat myself. So if at any point in time that I feel myself saying the same thing over and over again, you know, respectfully, no harm, no foul, but this is not for me, because I'm so zoned in to what it is that I want to do. And we all, you know, life at some point has always, you know, has been lifing for all of us.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's just like, I'm at a point where, you know, I even stopped saying that life is short. Life is valuable. Life is precious.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's about...
My grandma 98. It ain't got to be short.
Listen, let me tell you something.
How you want your back end to look?
Real talk. You know, my father he's had 2 heart attacks. So when I was at the venue, you know, that was a family situation, you know, and I still had to show up. You understand what I'm saying? I did what I needed to do prior to getting there, but I still couldn't be that person killing the moment, because this was a moment for everyone that was there, for Son, for you, for the fashion designers, even for me, because I was a part of it.
Absolutely.
You know, I was going to be a part of all of that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, I gotta smile through some things.
But that's,
you know,
talk about, like, all right, you don't gotta talk about it, but agree or disagree.
Well, let's talk raw. Let's talk.
Those are some of the most focused car rides you ever had, because you know that you have to, in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, get yourself from point Z to point C.
Yes.
And by the time you hit that door, you gotta be at B.
Absolutely.
And I mean at minimum B.
Absolutely.
And it's like you literally in the car, it's what you listen to. If you don't listen to shit, you know what I mean?
So true.
Whether it's music, whether it's affirmations, podcasts, it's all of that. It's I need some air.
Yes.
It's so specific, and it changes. Because every mood is different. Like, you listen to different music in different moods.
Yes.
But those car rides, when you have to be entertaining, and I tell people all the time, even the people that's not on stage, they still have a part to play in the room, but most people never have that worry when they go to hang out.
So true.
They never have to deal with that. They get to act feel however the fuck they want.
Yes. And it can make or break your career. So for me, I pride myself in having that attitude all the time. Like, really, I should be angry, bitter, rah all the time, but I know that I can't let what somebody else did that was inappropriate affect the next person, because they didn't do that to me
at all.
They didn't say that to me. You know, they weren't the cause of my pain. So then why, you know, so for me, Sammie, I don't believe that hurt people simply because I was a hurt person who didn't hurt anybody. And I don't have a desire to. I don't even want to understand why people do the wicked and foul and backstabbing things that they do, because in order for me to understand it, I have to become it.
I tell people that all the time. You spend a lot of time trying to figure out why people did this, why people did that. And I tell people, it's not your job to understand crazy.
Facts.
By the time you spend enough time to understand crazy, you might actually be
yeah.
And it's not worth it. Sometimes you just gotta live and let live and be like, it is what it is. That motherfucker's crazy.
Big facts.
Or
big facts.
I mean, there's still grace, right? We know that if you down to your last, somebody owe you $20, you might act like a complete lunatic. Get $500 the next day and feel like an asshole for acting like that over $20.
There you go.
So I allow people to go through their shit.
Yes.
But right now, I can't deal with it. When you get yourself together, we figure it out. We may be able to try again, depending on how far you cross those lines.
There you go.
Or how genuine or where my spirit and my energy is when you come back across me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But those are my decisions. I don't owe you at that point.
There you go. That part.
I don't owe you.
That's like once you violate code, I don't owe you any more loyalty. You've broken that bond that we once had. So once you violate, I mean, I don't hate you, but you know, just know that the energy's not going to be the same, because now you broke my trust, and I don't really want to be around you, and I don't have a poker face.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not.
Me neither. I'm horrible.
I've had people in the industry. Oh, you got to play the game. They don't like me, and then they smile with them, call them brother, and then dog them. Like, where do they do that? Like, I don't come from that generation where we smile in people's faces, and then I don't come from the run off on the plug generation either. Nah.
I value my relationships. The reason that I can get into certain rings that rooms that you don't know about is because nobody trusts you to get in them motherfuckers.
Listen. I got people out here that's well connected, real plugs with real bags. that say to me, use me or lose me. But my thing is, I want genuine, organic relationship in business partnerships.
Always.
I don't want it to be because, oh, you have X, Y, and Z. You know, not because I don't, because you tied, and I'm just saying this. This is no pun or, you know, no punch. This is not a gut punch, but because somebody tied in a hot 9-7, you know, I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to be around that person because of their status.
Right.
You know, it was an energy when I met this person. You know, it was a great vibe. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Drewski in New York. My first time meeting him, he was very down to earth. But I didn't sit there and try to burn him out in his DM and all of this extra stuff. No. You understand? Because of who he is. That's who he is. He worked hard to get where he is.
And Drewski is becoming him. Like, if you know anything about the history of DJs through that and his progression, Drewski in that spot right now.
Absolutely. And he's
real
so
good. Salute.
Big facts. And again, there's another person that's out there that's doing some great things. You know, I got a lot of love for this person. I've been following this person for a long time. Had the opportunity to meet this person. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I never there were times that I was invited to exclusive parties with 50. Again, no disrespect, 50 Cent in his camp, and I just was like, no, I'd rather, you know, let us talk business. You know, you said you want to get money, let us sit down, let's talk about that. I'm gonna pass on that. And then very recently, METHOD, man,
my God,
they had something, you know, some type of a premiere or something going on. I had a special invitation to that. So, you know, my thing at this point, Sammie, no disrespect, and it's not, put some respect on my name. You want to put some respect on my name, because I'm not out here moving incorrectly. Anybody that I've ever met in this industry, you know, that I've come to the forefront. You know, I've never tried to use anybody. Yeah, we all here to be used, just not misused. I'm not interested in using anybody. I'm interested in using my brain. I'm interested in using my hands. I'm interested in using my feet. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that person that you have to lead to the well and tell them it's time for you to drink. I already know that. So I'm going to go and I'm going to walk to the well myself. And if I so happen to hit, guess what? I want to bring you with me. But everybody can't go where you grow. Ever. So then we get jammed up in situations. So I guess, you know, what I'm really getting to, Sammie, is that, you know, throughout this journey that I've been on, you know, I've had to really find balance. Balance, it's everything in this industry, because it's easy for you to get caught up in the glitz and glams and the glitz and glam, and you know, become that one-hit wonder. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? Because the same thing that people admire about you can be the very thing that they despise. And so for me, it's always been the strength, but I've always had to be strong, because I've always been, at an early age, an old soul. So people admire my strength, but then they despise it because I'm not easily manipulated. And I'm my own person.
They're speaking from their POV. Like, we can't even hold that against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stand on the shoulders of giants even though you walk alone. And you know that.
True story.
You started with talking about your dad.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you stand on the shoulders of giants. So your POV is different. There's a lot of ways that I can appease a lot of people that think they want to do this. And I remember one year I told one of the homies, I said, because one of my favorite quotes, my go-to quotes is, know your place in the struggle, right? And I was aware of my position and where I was going. And I said, next year, we're going to be on stage, backstage, or VIP at everything we want to be at.
Yes.
And in 4 months, I got a phone call. Nigga, you ain't never lied. You know what I'm saying?
Big
but
facts.
I just knew what was coming. It's like, all right, every week I get 3 new t-shirts for free. I'm like, you know, it's just levels to shit, right?
Yes.
And then it became a thing where it's like, all right, so we're going to start moving this way, and this is going to happen.
Absolutely.
And I've been in places and spaces with people that's them people, so to speak, and they like, yo, I'm just trying to get to the state. Follow me.
Yes.
Beeline, straight through the crowd, get you there, drop you off.
Yes.
And go back about my business.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
no,
sir.
this is
Yes,
how
sir.
we're moving.
Yes.
We're being intentional about this shit.
There you go.
And I don't know what's next until I know what's there.
There you go.
But I went through that.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's just, it is what it is. I relate to a lot of what you say in a lot of different ways, because working is working, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Laying concrete is laying motherfucking concrete. And in this business, it's manual labor.
And
People think that it's
real
party,
talk.
party. No. How many parties you went to and had to work?
Listen, talk that talk.
And I'm sipping with Sammie. Half the party want to buy me a drink. And I'm supposed to still make business deals.
Yeah.
I got so many, DM me tomorrow and remind me conversations.
Yes.
Because sober or not, 20 of them you ain't gonna fucking remember.
True. So true.
So like people don't
that's
even
a real
understand.
thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing because listen, not many people and again, this is like basically an exclusive for you. Like I had a mini stroke last year. See, I've been a person that
man.
always worked here, but you would never know.
You bounced
like,
back great.
When I went in, it was like 210. It was like 210 over 198 or something like that. I drove myself in. The
Sheesh.
only thing that I remember is all the doctors around me, and they had to fill me in later. That's how, and I was walking around with a mobile heart monitor.
You almost
They
lost
shot,
it,
they shot some dye in me. They put me in this casket, freaking ultrasound type of thing, that blue dye. Then they shot some bubbles in my heart to see if, and they couldn't understand. I had a speech therapist because they said that when I came in, my speech was slurred. So it was left-sided weakness. Like, I don't have time to hate people, and definitely it's like, I don't know you, so I don't need to have a conversation. Like I'm focused on things that's relevant. Forget that irrelevant stuff. That don't matter to me. Life is real for me.
Yeah.
It's always been real for me.
Right.
You understand? I haven't always lived in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Right.
I haven't lived in the slums, but that doesn't mean that I haven't been in the slums.
No,
like
you've been affected.
You understand? You can understand the streets and not be for the streets. So there's a difference. So a lot of times when being a female in this industry, you understand what I'm saying? In this business, it's like they see me, I pretty much keep myself together, and I'm really quiet and I'm really humble, but there's a side of me also that's like, pray with me, don't play with me. But I know not to bring that out. I know how to bring it into perspective. So it's like, people used to, certain individuals used to really come at me and have conversations and try to like downplay me because they didn't know me. And again, that's their thing, that's their POV, as you would say. And I'm like, okay, they said it a couple times and I'm just like, oh, all right, yeah, okay, all right. They think I'm green, but I'm not green. Like, I trust me. There's nothing about me that's slow. I walk slow sometimes, but even sometimes I don't walk slow. Sometimes I'm on a little sprint, a little marathon. But the perception, it was like way, way off. So then when they really got to know that, okay, yeah, she a business major, she's a nurse, she's da-da-da-da-da, then it's like, oh wow, I can't play with her. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of playing in the face that goes on, especially.
I'm a marketing major too, by the way.
Man, listen, okay, so you get it.
So I'm in the business building.
Yeah, but no one ever knew that I was into digital marketing.
Nobody ever thought I went to college. Anyway.
Listen, that's the element of surprise, and they're not supposed to know until they need to know. So that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? So what happened was, some people didn't know. So naturally they was like, well, who is she? And respectfully, I'm saying disrespectfully, who for you? So disrespectfully, who are you? But they had this attitude like, who is she? What does she do? I don't know. And I'm just like, okay, well, you reach out to me. You want information. Evidently, you're watching what I'm doing. You like what I'm doing. You tell me that. But then there's a backhanded compliment on the way, and it's like no disrespect, and then you say something disrespectful. Stupid. So it's at this moment, I'm not gonna let you hook, line, and sink me. So I'm gonna keep it professional. Well, okay, if you feel that you can go somewhere else and get this, I'm fine with that because at the end of the day, I have a real job, and I'm okay. Like I'm not out here, pretending like I'm okay and I'm not okay.
Not chasing nothing.
You feel me? Because there are people that I can call when I'm not feeling okay. And I know that you're one of those people that I can say, Sammie, I'm not feeling okay. And I know that it's going to stay right there between me, you, and Kay. You understand what I'm saying? My business is not going to be on Front Street. And, we all have those times where we're not exactly okay. Absolutely. We're not at our best because we're working, we're tired, we're exhausted. And then, like I said, I'm a groundswoman. So I have to physically go out there and get my content. I don't have anybody working with me. You're blessed. You got your right hand right there, but I have to edit. I go get the content. I'm getting the photos. I'm making sure everything is straight, even with my magazine. I'm the editor. I'm the writer and the editor. I have to make sure that everything is where it needs to be so that it's projecting, you know, the very best for that artist and also it's for myself.
You know what's on that next cloud though, right? Contracting a lot of that shit.
Yes. And I write my own contracts.
And it's not
in my invoices. So
fire, which you and Kay y'all have great conversations.
Yes.
But that's what's on the next cloud. Like a lot of that is going to release because you're going to have bigger undertakings.
Yeah.
And I pray that for you because that's what we work for, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that always stuck out to me.
And it's a movie situation, but we're not gonna talk about. I just want leave that open. I'm just gonna just,
no, put it out there.
yeah. See, I want to just say hello to Miss Sanchez. How y'all doing out there? I'm Miss Sanchez. How you doing?
All right.
Yeah, but you
fire,
know,
fire.
yeah.
I love that for you. No, but one thing that sticks out to me because I try to always be aware, like I said, right? And I had a conversation. I'm smoking in the car. This might be over 20 years ago at this point, or about 15 years ago, something like that. And I'm with my cousin and I'm with the homies. And the homies get out the car and he said, bro, every week you come over here and we smoke and you tell people advice and stuff that motherfuckers get paid for.
Yeah. I found myself to be a counselor.
Why aren't you? And it's not even a lot of times. It's business. It's music. It's all type of people that's getting in and out the car because my cousin is a different type of individual, and I know a lot of people, right?
Yes.
So when you get high, you start talking, and I'm like, I don't mind missing that consultation fee. That was on my time. That was love.
Yes.
But it's nice to be in a position where. Your number is your number. Your time is your time.
Thank you. You understand what I'm saying? Like there are times when the price have to go up. Like you can't just don't put Sammie on clearance.
Right.
Sammie's not he's not out of date. You know what I'm saying, Kay? Sammie's not out of date, so don't try to put his situation on clearance. And a lot of times, you know, and this is like because I wear so many hats. I always go in making it very clear what I'm going to offer you as a manager, what I'm going to offer you as a PR, so you know exactly what you're going to get, you know. But sometimes there's a misconception because sometimes people think as a manager that you're automatically going to be an investor. No, you have to go in with the understanding, listen, don't double back on me. Because now we pretty much word of mouth, we're going to work our way over to this contract, and what you really need is an investor. Come to me straightforward and say, listen, I'm struggling a little bit. What I really need more than anything, and respect to this artist because he did do this, and I did have an artist said I need an investor, and I was like, I'm not trying to invest because I got a whole, it's a real bag out there, and I haven't gotten it back, so I'm not investing in anyone other than myself at this particular time. Absolutely. I'll still do the work, I'll still do the digital marketing and all of that to paint this Picasso. But as far as, you know, finances is concerned, now that's a dead. I can't do that for you. But I can certainly paint, you know, this beautiful picture of you. I can send out email blasts and whatever else. But when it comes down to finances, I'm clink with it. I'm locked down.
And if you can't hustle that, then you got to go find an investor before and come back to me.
Absolutely. Now, if you want to go, if you want to, you know, if we can get together, plan an event, and we do it like that, then okay. But I can't. This is not automatic.
There's options, but they're limited.
Absolutely.
There's options, but it's limited.
Absolutely.
But that's business.
Absolutely.
That's not you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you was the big dogs don't spend their own money. So they gotta report what they clear back to some motherfucking body, right?
They spend other people's money.
So they can't just do what they want out of love. They gotta line up. It gotta be the right time of year. It gotta be the right person didn't take a deal for you to get a deal.
Facts.
Especially in the entertainment business.
Big facts.
Crazy.
So true.
You know what I mean?
So true.
I mean, groups got deals because another group turned down a deal and the budget was already open.
Absolutely. Talk heavy.
You know what I mean?
Talk heavy. And I tell them, listen, I can send out these email blasts. I can talk you up to these people that are in these label but I'm not a miracle worker. By no means am I a miracle worker. So I can talk you up. But when you get in that room, you're selling yourself.
Yep.
I'm not selling you. You're selling yourself. So, you know, it's important for you that if I'm your publicist and, you know, if I see something on your page that's not appropriate, then you got to listen to me because I know that there are sponsors watching. You understand? I might not put it all out there for you. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm making these phone calls. I'm sending out these DMs. I'm sending out these email blasts.
I'm getting feedback that I'm filtering through, so you don't know about all of it.
Exactly, because I want to make sure that whatever deal that we hit, that it's a deal that meets your standards. Where you are. And I'll tell you in a minute, the price just went up. No, I'm watching you. This is who you are. You think so? No. Do I think so? Yeah, I'm a believer. I don't know who else may not believe in you, but I believe in you, and this is where I see you. So I'm in tune with the vision. I'm in line with the vision. And those are the people that you want on your team. Those are the kind of people that you want to hire. And I'm a one-stop shop. How many people you know out there can create an album cover, can do your digital art for you, you understand, can write articles about you, and it's no fluff, it's all legitimate.
You draw up legit paperwork.
You feel me? Draw up legitimate paperwork and really, you know,
got resources for other paperwork.
Thank you. And who are really truly dedicated to seeing you where you need to be as an artist, as a business, and as a brand. And then I'm trustworthy, so I'm somebody that you can trust. What we talk about, I don't care if the business don't go well. I have situations where the business didn't work out. It was just like, okay, you know, I wasn't expecting that, so that's not for me. I don't hate these individuals, but I would never discuss what happened.
Right.
Because think about it. That's not a good look for me.
Ever.
That can kill my entire situation. Who's going to trust somebody that's going to go out there and tell everybody what happened in business? I'm going to leave that up to you. I never like clowns. I never like circus. So I'm going to leave that to the people who, you know, enjoy the circus and like to be a clown. I'm not going to do that. They don't need to know. You understand? That's like being in a room. Like I said, I live by code. If I'm in a room and that person wanted to do business with me and I respectfully turn them down, and they got an attitude, if you know them, Sammie, because I mess with you and I got much respect for you, if you know that individual, they come in the room, you'll never know that I don't deal with that person. You'll never know. Because it's happened. I've been in the rooms where people embrace people that I was like, no, I can't do business with them because of what they did. And nobody ever knew. But then I get a phone call, hey, what's up with you? Nah, it's cool. You know, things didn't work out. But they went into this entire story. See, guilt make you tilt. So you're going to go into the story, this whatever perception you have of what happened. Because see, there's my side, their side, and then there's the truth. You got to have the wisdom of Solomon to understand whose baby it is.
But that's why being professional is a double-edged sword.
Thank you.
A recent, semi-recent situation that I was at dissolved, and it dissolved amicably. But I never spoke on it publicly.
Absolutely.
So when it kept coming back to me, I heard about 4 different stories that are so ridiculous that you wouldn't think that me and this nigga was just partying together 2 nights ago.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? But the situation is the situation, and it was like, I'm growing. And we respectfully dissolved the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I didn't realize, because I didn't care to explain anything to anybody, because it wasn't like... Even if it was bad, I wouldn't. But if it's amicable, there's nothing to say.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
But then one day, Kay said, you know why all these stories is popping up? I said, why? She said, because you still ain't say shit.
There you go.
And I said, well, then I'm good with it.
That's that hunt. That's that hook line. That's that bait.
I'm good with it.
That's that bait. So I'm not going to take the bait. So they said what they said. I'm at a point in my life. Hear me and hear me clearly. Everybody, whoever's listen. Whatever they told you, believe it. I don't have time. I ain't got time
believe
to
whatever you want to believe.
Whatever you want to believe.
Take from it what you will.
Because I am not about to explain what happened. I'm not going to do that. You're not going to get that, because it takes too much energy. Unnecessary energy that I can be applying elsewhere.
And I'm missing phone calls and emails fucking with that shit, man.
You understand? Because my word is not, like, I'm the person that if somebody says this, okay, we need to get in front of them. Like, I got a phone call, and I'm like, okay, call that person on the phone. Oh, no, we don't need to do that. It wasn't really, okay, but you made it your business to call me at 10 o'clock in the morning to have a discussion with me because somebody said I mentioned your name. So I come from the era where, okay, we need to get this person in front of me now. So we can talk this out as adult. The moment you don't want to do that, then I see now you want some goof troop time.
You proved it's not worth my time.
There you go. Here it is. I'm busy right now. I'm gonna have to let you go. Have a blessed day. Absolutely. So I'm not explaining anything. I don't care. And one person said, you don't care. No, I don't have time to care. I spent enough time in my childhood and young adult years giving about how people feel.
Oh no, the day I decided to say fuck everybody changed my life.
Come on.
Great way to end the episode, you bodied that. Tell people how to get with you.
Man, listen, you can find me at nay.rodriguez_215.
Yup. That part, man. I appreciate you so much. I wish you all of the best. I already see what's coming for you, and hopefully you do. But if you don't, you gonna feel it in a minute, and you gonna look up and you gonna be like, yeah, this is different.
It's different.
More work to do. You gonna find another hat.
Absolutely.
But you gonna give a couple hats away.
Absolutely.
You heard me?
Yes, sir.
You heard me?
Always. I have to.
Absolutely.
I got to come back. Like, this is love here. What? Come on, K here goes something.
No,
Sammie,
we gonna get you through on a Monday. We gonna
Facts.
do a live stream, go over current events, have some fun.
Got you.
Do that with
Say
you. Appreciate
less.
you. We out of here.
Thank you so much. Was that good stuff?
Man, you snapping. And we still live.
Sammie, I am Mr. Flash, it only the one and only sipping with Sammie, Sam Malone,
You was talking at
Barstool,
work.
RUFF. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Please get your
Damn, Sammie, you done fucked up.
Put it back on. Oh, no.
Some scholars with real dollars and educated. Nice houses with real options, they validated. Some blue collar with few dollars and obligations. No safe net and keep smiles, it's complicated. Some scholars with real dollars and educated. Nice houses with real options, they validated. Some blue collar with few dollars and obligations. No safe net and keep smiles, it's complicated. One named Triz had his handful. To be real or more like dragging the anvil. Always took time to give words and shook hands still. No clue what he walked through before the standstill. No degree, work daily. A man still couldn't understand if you could work, why would a man still? Triz worked for Troy and Troy had all the toys. On the com they said Troy and Tom was diddling boys. But the indictment on the way was fraud. Paper trails and strange emails to get you caught. And how you justify all that shit you bought? And where Triz gon' work with Troy's ass in court? Some scholars with real dollars and educated. Nice houses with real options, they validated. Some blue collar with few dollars and obligations. No safe net and keep smiles, it's complicated. Some scholars with real dollars and educated. Nice houses with real options, they validated. Some blue collar with few dollars and obligations. No safe net and keep smiles,
Troy
it's
never had
complicated.
to hustle, but he couldn't fly straight. See, he like the villain in the movie, like staring at the ceiling in the movie. He couldn't get the picture, life changed when the car crash killed his sister. He never told his father how he missed her. Got a plug from his uncle bar mitzvah. First car was a Honda, but he wanted the Fisker. Every day he would order lunch, Triz would deliver. One day he asked Triz, you tired of making tips? You ever had your hands on the brick? He said, I know you need cash, while looking at his kicks. With my plan in 25 to Mars, you be rich.
Some scholars with real dollars and educated. Nice houses with real options, they validated. Some blue collar with few dollars and obligations. No safe net and keep smiles, it's complicated. Some scholars with real dollars and educated. Nice houses with real options, they validated. Some blue collar with few dollars and obligations. No safe net and keep smiles, it's complicated. So the bottom line, Triz could be Troy, and Troy could be Triz. Don't judge motherfuckers, just try to figure out what it is. Be safe, keep your credit straight, and know that God is great. And that's from Sam Malone and Dutchie, Philly.